Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. How are my royalties? Okay, make sure you're staying warm, you're staying bundled. It's like throw out some empathy, karma, and some prayer out to the those who are unsheltered. I hope they're safe. I hope they're okay and everything. I hope they're able to find food and at least temporary but one day permanent shelter, stuff like that. So, but yeah, okay. Sorry, it's just, yeah, that's been on my mind lately. And especially with one of my characters. Yeah, really been thinking about that a lot lately. So, okay. For one, yeah, I just subscribed to this channel and it's crazy how much I connect with some of I've only watched like 2 episodes, but I connect with both of them. And so I thought this would be perfect. It's like if I can at least talk about Mr. No Heart, yeah, because remember the Why I Broke Up with Mr. No Heart series. If you're brand new, check them out. I've only started with it. I have at least, I think, maybe 6 to 8 episodes in that series, but there are over 40, 50 reasons why I broke up with him. And I'm going to kind of skim and compare part of my situation with this story, but I'm going to give the full, deep version of it at a later time. Yeah, yeah. So, okay. One, yeah, watch this episode. And some people are like, why don't you just put the snippets? No, I want to make sure they get their credit. I want to make sure they get their money. I want to make sure that it's like once you watch, you have your opportunity to subscribe. And because I hope that one day people feel like that with my channel and things. So yeah, I try to treat others like I want to be treated, So, oh my gosh. For one, my petty is different from her petty, but I love her petty. um, yeah, you gotta watch the full episode, but the way, like, the next time I eat a chicken sandwich, I will think of her. And also the petty, and also the heartbreak. Because when you date, when you think you found someone that you can trust, that you have a connection with, that you even have that L word with, the love with. But over time, over the last few decades, I realized what's love got to do with the relationship? And like so many men are so mad to be incels now, and they don't understand women, but then they don't allow women to understand them, or they refuse to show emotion or three-dimensional capabilities of self to the point where it's just like what. But then I just saw a video. I'm probably gonna add it to this episode too, where both of these men are like, the most unattractive thing about a woman is if she has goals and like inspirations or aspirations, stuff like that, and stuff like, and she needs to be a good girl. I'm gonna have a whole episode on that, a whole entire episode on that, because with this situation, I kind of hear hints of that might be possibly the reason why he would never marry her, why he would never put a ring on her finger, why he never would just think of her more than just someone to sleep with. And with Mr. No Heart, like, okay, first with this young lady, it's like for her birthday, like he was like, yeah, what do you want? And she was like, I would like a ring. It doesn't have to be a promise ring or an engagement ring, but just something, a ring. And he was like, never, don't ever ask for that. Right then and there, right then and there, he told you what your value is. And I know this because my ex didn't realize that half of our relationship I was scared to break up. I knew that I have no business with this guy. I knew that he was not going to be someone that made my life better. It was for him, he was, yeah, basically, it was with me as a woman. I kept hearing, especially in the church, we're obligated to be with the man. We're supposed to be with the man. So I was trying to live up to that, but at the same time, I was tired of a lot of men from the church, especially the toxic behavior and the patriarchy and the submissive and all this other garbage, because a lot of them did not want a woman with who wanted to own a business, who invested, who did a lot of things that would be independent of him. And so with my ex, I thought he was okay. And that's the thing, like a lot of men, they know this already. So they kind of know they have to wear, and I'm going to keep talking about the mask. So many people wear a mask. And like sometimes I'm like, did I ever wear a mask? I don't like, I think when my mom told me that as long as I walk like this, no one's ever going to want me, love me, or marry me, I was like, what's the point of wearing a mask if no one's ever going to love me anyway? Why am I going to care if no one's going to accept me anyway? Why am I going to pretend to be someone else if no one's ever going to love me anyway? I am who I am, and that's the, point blank period, end of story. And so I will never forget Mr. No Heart. Like he does not know how much he confirmed that I needed to try to figure out a way and a time to get away from him. I was too scared because getting older and my walking was getting worse. Like, I was like, okay, he doesn't really love me, but it's close enough to love whatever. But if I break up with him now, no one else. I'm at an age where no one else is going to. My walking is so bad, no one ever is ever going to want to. My mother said it for over 15 years. Yeah, close to 20. No, actually. Oh my, I think right around 20, maybe just missing 20 years did my mother tell me that. Yeah. So yeah, just think if I hear that over and over and over again throughout years and stuff, and then getting into the dating pool and then on top of the Christianity expectations. But back to what my ex, because when she told me or when she told her viewers the part about the ring, my ex did the same thing, kind of, because my ex has two daughters, and with his ex-wife, there were there were a few times he mentioned it, but the first time he told me how he bought her a tennis bracelet, and this is around year 3 or 4, and he's only bought me stuffed animals. He would not really take, like, he would hardly ever take me on a date. He would only take me out on a date when he needed or wanted something, or he knew that I was sick and tired and exhausted of all of the garbage I had to put up with. Those were like the only times he would take me to dinner or breakfast or whatever. Only time. And so I remember looking at him and I'm like, okay, so when would I ever, and I wasn't even thinking tennis bracelet, but I thought, when would I get something like maybe either jewelry or something other than a stuffed animal? And he was like, well, you didn't have my children. She did. I was like, I'm never gonna buy you that. I'm never gonna get you jewelry. You didn't make my children. And what I wanted to say to him, and this is going to be like a 2, 3, 4, even 5 part, because there are like 4 or 5 things with this story that I connect with so much. But part of me was just like, who got your vehicle out of repo so that you could go and have custody of your daughters every other week? Who's the one who, for a belated birthday gift, is like, I went to the grocery store, got a grocery cart, and filled that with around $200 worth of groceries so that you would be able to feed your daughters when they came to the house, because you said because he didn't have any food in that house, hardly anything. And he said that he would probably not be able to pick his daughters up because he doesn't have enough money to feed them. So that's what I did as a birthday gift, because I wanted to make sure that he was going to be able to see his daughters, take care of his daughters, feed his daughters. Who was the one who, when his vehicle broke down, I helped him out? When he wanted to work overtime, who helped him out? But then flip the script. Who broke my vehicle? But then I had to pay for it. Who, when, and yeah, all of these, like all of the examples I mentioned, are in the episodes. So check out the oil change episode. Yes, yeah, both parts, because both of the times with the oil change are his fault. Then also when, let's see, I'm trying to go down good old memory lane, but yeah, when the car broke down, his car broke down, and he wanted me to, like, after working a long week and all of this other stuff, it's like I needed to be at home so I can work on my, like, lesson plans and grade and things like that and do some laundry and stuff. But he was like, no, I need you to drive to my house so that in the morning I can drive to work so I can get overtime. He didn't care that, I was working two, three, four jobs at the same time and what I needed. He didn't care about that. And he would say, remember, I have daughters. Yeah. And there's so many others that, he begged me to start a business with him. 6 months in, yeah, listen to that series. 6 months in, all of a sudden he comes into the house while I'm in the kitchen. Oh, I give up on the business after I spent $2,500 to $3,000 on that business alone, because he begged me, because he had no credit score, he had no savings, so he needed me to pay for it, like the start of it. And he told me, he kept promising, oh, we're going to make such a big business, this is going to be amazing, you're going to be able to pay off your student loans, you're saving for that house, this is going to help you save for that house, you're going to buy a beautiful blah blah blah. And he just kept like, but then all of a sudden, no, I give up. He never paid me a cent. So this is how that man valued me. He didn't care about me. He didn't value me at all. He didn't care about me. And so when I hear this woman's story, I'm just like, ditto. Oh, I wish her and I can have brunch and drink some mimosas and spill. Because when it came, like, even with her goals, like I was mentioning earlier with those videos, I think maybe he didn't like that she had more goals or and goal oriented and things like that. And he liked the female attention, or maybe women that would act more feminine or act more like the damsel in distress. And because she was mentioning how she was going to community college and taking classes, and then near at the end how she got offered an internship out of the country, and it's like she was doing things that was outside of him, doing things that were independent, doing things that were impressive that did not include him. And a lot of men cannot stand that. That's one of the main reasons, well, other than my disability and being black, yeah, that's one of the main reasons I am single. A lot of men, once I mention my investments, once I mention my goals, once I mention my projects and things like that, a lot of men hate that. Or a lot of men say, I'm trying to be masculine, I'm trying to be a man, I'm trying to be somebody I shouldn't be, and or that's not what black people do. You need to learn how to be black. You're trying to be a white girl wannabe. You're trying to be white. You're trying to be like just an the Oreo and you're like, yeah, a lot of different things, which is highly annoying. But I, oh, I understand with her because she almost risked her dreams, her goals, and everything for this man. She would go to him cause yeah, I did that. Like, cause he wanted me to, or he would blame me if I didn't. Like, drive to him every weekend. And it was really frustrating because I'm working on my goals, and like when his daughter had her band concert, I would go, but then as a teacher, as an educator, sometimes my school would have events and I'm like, oh yeah, why don't you guys check this out? Especially when if I worked my tush off with my display or like the things with my classroom and stuff like that, he would always just tell me no. And even when I got offered the adjunct professor position, he looked down on it. When I finished my very rough draft of my novel, I'll only read it if you actually publish it. He's gonna hate me when I publish it. Oh, and yeah, it's like because the patty that she had with that chicken salad sandwich, oh, the patty I'm gonna have with my novel. So yeah, I would love to have brunch with this woman. And like, yes, it's taken forever to write this one book, but at the same time, that one book is now going to be a series, is now that one draft is now three different novels. So, and one reason is because the growth and the change and the freedom I have within my voice now. Now I am not scared of never being loved. I'm not scared of no one ever wanting me. I want myself. The person that I have become, I am excited about. My creativity, I love the different challenges and obstacles. I'm like, bring it, let's go. Sometimes I am stressed all the way out, but sometimes at the end of the night, I'm like, I'm still nervous and scared, but I'm excited. I've come this far. Let's go farther. Let's see what else I can do. And that's why, with on top of the novels and the children's books, and then the YouTube channel, is like the candles and the greeting cards and the other projects that I'm working on while being black, while having a disability, while being a female. So yeah, a lot of men don't like me because I'm not the cookie cutter of what they think a black woman with a disability is supposed to be, was supposed to be and do. I don't care. It's like I don't care if they're not gonna like me. And with my ex, he didn't think I was worth that tennis bracelet. I hope he finds someone that is or will be one day. And I think one part is like, even with his mother, she proved that part of it was jealousy because she was like, the only reason you finished college or the only reason you got into college is because you're black. And it's like she said it both ways, different times within the relationship, each time she saw me. And then with him, he was like, anybody can get this degree, anybody can get this job, anybody can. But I will never forget the night when his oldest daughter looked right at him and said, you didn't, and walked out oh, my mouth dropped. My mouth dropped. I'm just like, ooh, ooh. I just remember I looked right back at my screen watching progressive political news. Like, oop, this none of my business. That's your daughter. That's your daughter. And I just know that with this woman's story, so many people need to listen to it because I hear so many women talk about how they follow their man somewhere, and then next thing you know, like, especially some men do it to make sure they keep control because now they're taking her away from the family, away from the friends, away from anybody so that they can have full control over her. And my ex was planning on doing that, but he got himself, he got confused and twisted because I've said this a few times, but he was at his computer playing video games. And he told me once his youngest daughter graduated high school that I was going to move with him up north to that, in my opinion, that no good, racist, bigoted city, Lake City, Michigan. Mm. Because I'll never forget that night. I looked at her, I was like, no, I'm not. And he looked at me, he was like, yes, you are. Yeah. I was like, no, I'm not. And started again looking at, yeah, I looked at a lot of progressive political news while at his house. Sometimes it was like anime or cartoons or whatever, but yeah, that night was a political night. And yeah, he was upset. But I think the main reason, one of the only reasons he wanted to date me was because of my finances, because I was financially like literate. And while I was working my one, two, three, four jobs at the same time, I was investing and saving and paying off credit card debt from when someone stole my credit and other like and having a hard time finding a job and then blah 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 blah. So but then, and oh yeah, because remember he begged me to start that business. He begged for like, I was like, well, I don't want to spend that much cash all at the same time. He was like, you have credit cards. Yeah, he didn't care anything about me. This man cared nothing about me. He didn't care that he like made me like I didn't even add the interest. I need to be petty. I need to add all the interest I had to pay on top of what I had to just outright pay for the material. Because it's not right, it's not fair. But he didn't love me. He loved what he could get out of me. He loved using me. He didn't think I was worth a tennis bracelet, but he surely thought I was worth being used. He thought I was worth my credit cards and my time and my body and everything like that. That's the only thing. He didn't care about me. He didn't love me. It's like like I remember at the end of the relationship when I broke up with him. I was like, "You never loved me." He was like, "You can't say that." Haha. Oh, this little boy. He thinks I'm dumb. And the thing is, his family, him and his family probably still think I'm dumb. It's like I wanted to break up with him for years because of how badly he was treating me, but I was so scared of being alone. And some of these men out here, they're like, well, back in the day, yeah, back in the day, a lot of women were scared of being alone. That's why they were too scared to file for divorce, too scared to leave, and some of them they couldn't. They haven't worked a day in their life because they, followed the patriarchy. But then a lot of the women who say to follow the patriarchy are not following the patriarchy. They're not. So I think it's really funny how they say to do, basically, do as I say, not as I do. Yeah. Because a lot of them have their jobs, have their careers, and their part of their careers is how to tell other women how to live their lives. But then they want to tell them to live their lives differently than how they are. But then they want the tithes, and I'm like, yeah, because I'm hinting at the church. A lot of the churches say to do these things, but then turn around and you look at it and you're just, well, I mean, at least that's at my church. That's at my church, but yeah. hmm But oh, this woman, I understand. I have so much empathy for her because listening to like the one night when they talked until the sun came up with Tomas, I did that. And I thought we had the deepest connection. And being a sapiosexual and things like that, us both wanting to start our own businesses, I thought because he's kind of another example, because he broke up with me because of me writing my books. And this is one reason why, especially like the part where she said, when the woman in the video, she was talking about when her and her boyfriend or her ex were out to dinner with their parents and they were they mentioned a trip to Las Vegas or that the plane was going to be, they had the layover in Las Vegas and the dad was like, make sure you don't get married, and oh, his reaction was appalling. And oh, that broke. Oh, I don't know. It kind of hit hard with me because yeah, my ex told me he would never marry me because he said he was only going to marry once in his life and he already got married, so he's never doing that again. But I think he's going to get married again. It just wasn't going to be with me. He thought I was useful. He liked, like, because even with, he wanted me to buy a house, but I think it was mostly just so he can move in, so that he was gonna try to use. And that's the thing with the business, because he didn't doesn't realize I after the business, mm, so many red flags, so many red flags. Because after the business, that's when he really started hinting, yeah, if you buy a house, I'll get you a puppy. If you once you buy a house, I'll get you a puppy. Yeah, it's like, yeah, oh, because you want to be able to move in, you want to be able to, but then at the same time he wanted me to move with him up north. How is that gonna work? Because I'm not selling my house and I'm not moving up north. So he, to me, it was like he just wanted a free ride, in my opinion. I'm not sure, but putting the pieces together, like, so you want me to buy a house. Uh-huh. Oh, his name would never be, no. After no, and when I buy the house, I'm gonna treat him like he treated me. It's like, cause yeah, he only wanted, he would not allow me, and because I never wanted to move into his house, but he told me at the right at the beginning, yeah, you can never move in, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna get a roommate, blah 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 blah, and he got one of his best friends, but it's like part of me would be like, you can come over and visit, but your daughters can't. It's like the oldest one, maybe, but not the youngest one can't step foot. If you've been listening to the videos, go listen to the pancake video. There's quite a few videos where I tell you about how she damaged and hurt and literally came up to me, said that she hated me and would literally leave bruises on me and stuff when no one else was around and everything like that. Yeah, so catch up on that. But anyway, I connect with her so much. And I understand the heartbreak, especially when you feel like you have such a strong connection at first. But then, one after another, they keep throwing you hints, and you get the hints, but then you're like, but I'm with you, but I've been with you. And for me, it was out of fear, but for her, I'm still wondering why she kept thinking that they were going to make it work. Especially even when he had said his girlfriend just came over. But like you're broken, like that's the part that got, okay, that's gonna be a different episode. But part of me was like, if he said his girlfriend was over, that means you're not his girlfriend. Or now he believes in polygamy. It's one or the other, but okay, like that part does not make sense. Okay, but anyways, this is the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.